tell me a little bit about your family. Tell me about how you grew up, because a lot of the time, a heart chakra that is blocked, it stems from childhood wounds. It stems from not being seen, not being appreciated, not receiving that love. And so you grow up as an adult still carrying that blockage, still carrying the time when you asked for love and it wasn't met. A lot of the time you feel the energy here. That's why it's related to the heart chakra. You feel a dull ache. You feel a pang of sadness. Spirit is telling me that you may also, whoever's watching, feel it in your stomach, a queasiness, an unease, an anxiety. And so I would love for you, if you're watching, to start massaging your stomach. Start rubbing your stomach. To start tapping, EFT tapping on your chest. And to go back to that child, that inner version of you, that inner child, that small version of you, that child. Who were they when they first experienced loss? Who were they? What were they doing? Where were they? What were they wearing? Who had they approached for love? Hearing that it felt like a door was shut on you. That door was shut on you when you reached out and asked for love. And we ask for love in so many ways. We ask to be seen, we ask to be held, we ask to be validated, often from a caregiver, whether that's a parent or somebody who's responsible for you. Often that's from a friend, a teacher, anybody who you were seeking approval from. Who were they? The image will come to you, a face. And I tried to seek validation from them. I tried to fit in. I wanted to be like them. And that's also is what causes wounding, when you try and be like somebody else. You're not trying to be you. You're taught that being you is not enough. Being you is inferior, it's just not enough. And that doesn't have to be because of race. That can be for so many reasons. Maybe somebody told you you're weird for liking certain things, for being interested in certain things. And my stomach is really, really, really hurting. So I'm picking up that there's somebody watching who, they had a very niche interests as a child. I'm getting somebody who's a bit emo, a bit different, you could say, and they didn't fit in with the other children. Actually, this person that's coming up, if you're white or racialized as white, I should say, because remember, all these titles, all these categories, they're man-made. And I use the word man-made specifically. They're made by a man, a white man. They don't necessarily reflect hybrid identities, multifaceted identities. So yeah, the person who's coming into my mind is like they're racialized as white, they're emo, they had like the long fringe black hair, and they were just seen as a bit dark by the other kids, again blonde kids specifically. So yeah, that's a one way where you're rejected. And rejection, when you're rejected as a child, it lives in you. And then you start to expect rejection, and you grow up as an adult, and it stops you. It stops you from taking risks. It stops you from really listening to your heart, because you're just expecting rejection again. You're expecting somebody to think you're weird if you share your real essence online or offline. You're expecting somebody to say no when you ask them for help, or you ask them to book you and use you. Let's say you're like me, you're somebody who wants to help people, you're somebody who wants to create services and offerings. You're expecting no. So what happened? You don't even want to start. It's very understandable, but it's also a reason why you're not growing. It's a reason why you feel blocked. Remember, an energy blockage, it doesn't just live in the body, it manifests in real life. If you feel stuck, if you feel stale, if you feel dis-ease, you're not in alignment, you're not in ease, you're in dis-ease. A lot of the root solutions that would unblock you, that would propel you to a new life, a new dimension, a new growth, comes from unblocking. Unblocking what caused you to stall. Because one thing as well, when you receive wounding as a child, it caps you, it keeps you there. It stops you from growing up, so to speak. Like, trauma is very, very, very powerful, unfortunately. Actually, I'm not going to say unfortunately, because one thing that I have learned and that I teach my clients is that you can work with your trauma. You know, me, the fact that I can come on and talk about this and I can help people is because I've experienced a lot of trauma in my life that I've overcome. I used to be a person who was sick in the mind, sick in the body, sick in the spirit. I was very unwell mentally and spiritually, and I've turned my life completely around to where I'm living a life of freedom, of security, and of autonomy. And that's why I'm so passionate about helping people, because I don't see myself as somebody unique and different. I see a lot of people in myself, and I see a lot of myself in other people. All of us just need love. All of us just need a loving hand, support. And unfortunately in this world we try to find that love in the wrong places. And really, healing is about coming back to within. The love that you need is within. The entitlement that you... It's interesting that I use the word entitlement, because I should have said validation, but as this is this is a conversation where I invited Spirit in, so it's interesting that the word entitlement came up. Spirit, can you offer me some guidance as to why the word entitlement came up? I'm getting something very specific in my mind. I actually know this person. I don't think this person will necessarily watch this video, but there may be people like this person who are very entitled to love because you weren't given love as a child. So now it's like you demand love. You demand... and I'm saying demand instead of demand. So there's a specific person who is from a certain area where they speak like this, where they wouldn't say demand, they would say demand. You demand or demand love from people, and it comes across as very entitled. Maybe you've even been called entitled, and it hurts you because you don't think you're entitled. You're just asking for reassurance and security. But it is coming across as entitled because the way you're asking and how you're asking is coming from a wounded place. It's coming from the child version of you who you're still waiting for somebody to give you that love. And unfortunately, because you're still waiting, because you're still trapped in that child version of yourself, it's now bleeding into adult relationships, and other adults especially are reading it as you asking for your needs as you being very entitled. And I know that you're not entitled. You just want love. You just want support. And if you came across this video, I believe that I can support you. I hope this video can reassure you that you're not a horrible person, you're just a wounded person like so many people. My stomach is really aching when I say this. You're just a wounded person. But if you were to heal, you would be able to create so many amazing things. And I say that knowing that the stomach area is where the sacral chakra is. That is the site of newness, creativity, creation. Think about those who can bear children. We carry babies in our stomach. Like, it's a very fertile area. So if you were to just release, and I'd love for you to just practice some deep breathing with me. If you were just to release and embrace some new air, some new energy, some new teachers in your life. If you were to just release, what new things, what new pathways, what new journeys could you embark on? My name is Naomi, and I have free sessions, free 30-minute calls that start your process. If you fail to show up for your process, then the next call is automatically $22, which I still think is very accessible, especially because I know the power of my work. I know the potency. If you have healed in this short time frame of just watching this video, imagine what could happen if we were to do one-to-one, where you specifically tell me who you are, what happened to you, and I specifically focus my energy and ask my ancestors, my benevolent ancestors, to help me guide you specifically and acutely as the pain you're feeling is the potency of the solution and the medicine that is available for you from me. So whoever is watching, I send you abundance. I send you sensuality is coming up. Maybe you are somebody who, again, because you're not living as the full version of you, you're living as a shadow version. You want to step into sensuality, and sensuality doesn't need to have anything sexual related to it. Sensuality for me is somebody who's just living in vitality, in fullness, in volume. And I want you, whoever you are who's watching this, to live a life of volume, to live a life of passion, to live a life of abundance. It is waiting for you if you're willing to take the step. I'll leave my booking link and my website to help you make your decision even easier. My name is Naomi, and I'll see you very soon.